Good morning. It's time for our conscious thought of the day. I want to talk about overcoming unbearable pain. Overcoming unbearable pain can seem impossible. Especially when you're still in that situation or it's recent and your thoughts can be out of control sometimes, but you have to realize that you can't dwell on it. You can't just sit in it, essentially. Like, you can't sit in it. That's not what you're called to do. That's not how life should work. You're supposed to allow your thoughts to be transformed and your ways to be renewed each and every day, each and every moment. And that's how you get to the place and space where you're able to overcome the situations that are happening. Otherwise, they'll always seem heavy the more you just sit and harp on it. You can't overcome a situation also by living in the situation. Even if you're just reliving it in your head, that's still living in the situation because you're not allowing it to pass. You have to take each day as a new day and just move forward with that, because the more you just sit on it, it's gonna just eat you. Like, it's no way possible that you can think something is gonna transform or change if you're not actively trying to first transform and change your mind. We know from Adam and Eve that everything starts with the thought. And the more you harp on these thoughts, the more you allow the enemy or the inner me to drain you of, the things that are higher, of what God has said of you in your situation. When they were formed, Adam and Eve, God told them they were already in his image. But because Eve allowed that thought to come in her head, like, maybe it is some more knowledge, or maybe it is something that I'm missing. When that wasn't true at all. That was never the case. They were already perfect. We are already perfect. Like, we're not short. Every situation, everything we've been through, encountered, every person we've met, all of it has been for a reason. Even the worst of the worst. So, just because your situation or things may be looking like it's impossible to overcome, or you're drowning in all of that which has happened, don't feel like change can't ever come. Change is inevitable. Change is always going to be happening, but it's up to you to decide whether that change is going to affect you positively or negatively. You have to make the choice. It's kind of like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the Batman movie, but I can't think of his name. The guy with who had the burnt face or whatever, half face, but he had like this coin, and he would flip the coin, and depending on what side it landed on, like if it landed on, because his face got burnt off in like an explosion or something like that, from what I recall. And he had the coin with him as well. And one side of the coin was burnt from the explosion, and the other side was still, kept. And depending on which side the coin would land on would determine how he would handle people or situations. If it landed on the burnt side, he was likely to do some evil. If it landed on the clear side, he would likely shed grace. That's life. Like, don't don't leave it up to choice in a flip of a coin to decide whether or not you're going to allow the burns that you've endured to affect the decisions that you've made. You have to consistently choose that side of you that's higher, and the side of you that wants healing, the side of you that wants better and more, because everything lands up on another choice or decision. So you thinking, oh, I'm just gonna make this irrational decision and nothing's gonna happen for it. No, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Yes, God forgives, but also you have to recognize that actions move. So your thoughts, your ways, everything is an action and it moves, right? So don't believe or don't think that it's gonna be impossible or that your time is being wasted, because change will come. It will come eventually. Maybe, like I said, in a short amount of time. Sometimes it might take longer, but hey, that's the journey of life, and regardless, you have to enjoy it every step of the way.